Alrighty, brothers and sisters, you guys are about to get extremely rich. We all are about to get extremely rich. And this is what I want to talk about in today's video, so you don't want to miss that out. This is big. This is it, guys. And the reason is Bitcoin is looking like it's climbing back up again. We do have green across the board overall. A very good day as well for Breton 8 pumping as big influencers start to notice it and the flipping begin. We do have Dorky as well waiting for that to start to rally as well. But most importantly, what I want to talk about here, guys, the reason I'm so excited today is we do have almost this is a 90% probability that we put in the low, and we're gonna have the next biggest leg up for this cycle happen. As you can see here, if you look at this chart, this is Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, you all know the drill. Things start to rally. Sometimes you don't even need Bitcoin to do much, right? As you can see today, happy pump day on Breton 8, trending number 13 on the screener. And you don't need much actually for the market to start to flourish. We do have altcoins here and there starting to smell the gasoline and starting to rally. So I'll let you imagine this is happening while Ethereum is at 1,700. Kid you not. Now, when Ethereum does those major rallies, this is when we get the actual bull market. So this is the 2021 bull market, right? If you missed this, this was it. This was the moment to actually make life-changing money. No kidding. No kidding. This was it. So, and you're probably staying here because you're waiting for this damn thing to start to rally. Now we're seeing this. Now we're not really seeing any pumps from Ethereum, but we do have the low marked up right now. And the reason I'm saying this is because you can see here Bitcoin claimed this major support resistance, you can say. You see this is like you fall off a cliff. Let's put that, like, you see, you fall off a cliff, you do a double bottom, you come back up, you stand on your 2 feet, you reclaim previous range, and most importantly 90k psychological level. That's important, right? People log into their wallets, exchanges, news headlines. When they say 90,000, it does work better than saying 88,000 or 89,000. So 90k is a big psychological level that Bitcoin has claimed right now. It's at 92k, almost made it to 95k yesterday, but this is a clear trend shift. And I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to tell you here why I'm so excited, because this is it. We are actually looking at the actual rally now. Right, mainly because of the global liquidity. But let me just talk about this Bitcoin chart here. Why is this? Why this is the bottom first? That's what we want to know. Why this is the bottom? So usually when we have trend shifts, we do break above these kind of trend lines. You can see. So we have this trend line. So this trend line market is going down. You can feel it as well. We all felt it. When the market is trending lower, it does feel bad, right? You feel it somehow. You feel it, right? The fear and greed is going down. Everything is down and down. The market doesn't feel right. So that's a downtrend, and an uptrend does the opposite thing, right? The uptrend starts to shift back up things. We start to see green now. We start to see that fear and greed at 53. Now, believe it or not, the normies are starting to come back, and you can guess because they see now 90k Bitcoin. So it does play into that. And the reason I'm saying the bottom is in and we're going to shift now towards an uptrend, and not only a normal uptrend, but the actual real one. Right? The actual all season thing one. Like we know Bitcoin has been on this uptrend, kind of ranging here and there, but this is the one that's actually going to be big. But first off, let's just confirm the bottom is in here. Now you see the stop here. Now usually when we come back to a previous stop from a downtrend, that means we kind of confirmed the downtrend, that we confirmed the bottom, because now we changed the structure. We came back up with strength. So everybody that was interested into selling the downtrend is over, is out, is gone, whatever they're doing now. And now there is nobody interested into selling off, in increasing the sell-offs. And most importantly, who is buying as well is the ETFs, right? You can see here, kid you not, again, kid you not, the big banks are buying Bitcoin. So is it the retail buying Bitcoin? Is it exchanges? Who is buying? Those are the ETFs. Those people know more than me and everybody else, more me and you and whoever else. They know more. So if they are buying, they know things, right? So they did buy overall. In the 21st of April, $381 million. On the 22nd, $900 million, almost $1 billion. On the 23rd, $900 million of Bitcoin. Now, you tell me, now this pump has been a not a retail driven pump, which is not a good thing, but this is a bank fueled pump. Now this is a real smart money kind of pump. And the thing is, we have shifted. We came back up to this previous high. So now we're shifting. Now we might see a retest here, then back up, then maybe range, then send higher. So now we established that pretty much the bottom is in for Bitcoin here. So 74K was it. And now we're shifting back up. So congratulations. Be proud of yourself if you held your bags, if you stayed strong, because many people, and especially big, large influencers that everybody look up to, sold the bottom, were bearish, shorting the market, all that stuff. Well, now these people, you actually now made it. You actually are now smarter than them. So congratulations. Now, why I am saying this is it now. So you guys want to see this. You're probably seeing this if you watch my channel. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe as well. Now, for at Shiba Inu. Now you can see things were kind of all right. Now Shiba Inu is not actually the oldest meme coin here, but when you see this is an 8 rally. Now Shiba Inu here is the time got listed on Binance. Now when you see when Ethereum pumps, this is it, when we had this astronomical pump on Shiba Inu. Now this is Shiba Inu going from $4 billion market cap to 40 billion. So that's a 10x here move on a large market cap coin. So those tiny ones, they go crazy when Ethereum goes like that. They go 1000x's and more. That's why I'm saying you guys are gonna get rich this cycle. So, and mainly because of the liquidity driven cycle, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. But you can see now, this is Shiba Inu. Let's look at Doge, which is much more, we have more data on that one here. So if we look at Dogecoin, now this is very important. If we look at Dogecoin against Ethereum up top here, now you can see Ethereum was just like lagging like today, not doing much, nothing happening. Then this is the 2021 cycle. Ethereum started to pump, right? Went on to this parabolic rally. People start to feel pain. Why did we miss Ethereum pump? And I remember that, by the way. This is me talking from experience here. True lived experience. So you can see this is pumping and Ethereum is pumping, and I remember pretty damn well how Ethereum did not want to stop or give dips or anything like that. So Bitcoin started to rally, then suddenly Cardano, we started seeing Ethereum, everything started to pop left and right, and then you see Dogecoin starting to send. So you can see Dogecoin was dormant, like nothing is happening, and then suddenly Dogecoin went from like 0.004, 0.003 to almost $1, 0.7 or 70 cents here. That was an astronomical rally here, triggered by Ethereum starting to rally. So that's how the FOMO starts to kick in. We need to start to see Ethereum doing that. Now I'm telling you this because today we got the market green while Ethereum is kind of now, it did mark the bottom. So I'm looking at this chart and I'm thinking, okay, bottom is in. If I was sidelined, I would start buying. But for most people, this is still not looking good, right? So when you see this, you might ask yourself, but what does cause Ethereum to start to pump? What is the trigger here? Why did actually Ethereum not really put any new all-time highs this year while Bitcoin is pumping and Bitcoin is doing that? Now, mainly because it is much more risky in the eyes of the ETFs and all that. So you can see now here, so far, Bitcoin has been pumping all this time since 2022 or early 2023. We can say that a lot of people were sidelined because they did not believe that we shouldn't have pumped literally, but because of the ETF. So ETFs buyers, Michael Saylor, large people buying this. That's why Bitcoin kept pumping even today. The reason it's pumping is because of the ETF. So they plan to keep pumping this forever. But the thing is, Ethereum is not the same thing. Ethereum is an altcoin and the second largest crypto asset, by the way, but it's viewed as a more risky thing. So when does the market think this is not risky anymore? It's with the global liquidity. So this is when the market starts to think, and when I'm saying the market, because each has an ETF as well, I'm saying that the each inflows or Bitcoin ETFs, you got Ethereum ETFs will start buying Ethereum. Now, even though they're doing it today, if we take a look and see the flows in USD, now you can see the buying and the selling. It's not still clean, right? It's not clean. Like on the 22nd, 21st, they were selling Ethereum, buying Bitcoin. On the 22nd, they were buying Ethereum. They bought more than they sold, 38 million. But then they sold again, right? So they sold again. One more thing as well to keep in mind is the Grayscale thing, right? Grayscale was selling all this time. Overall sold around $4 billion worth of Ethereum. And the reason they did the same thing with Bitcoin is because they had the ETFs before, or they had a premium. They had a discount on their ETFs. And that's the thing. Now, only being matched by BlackRock, which overall bought 4 billion. So total, that's what we see here, right? That's the thing here. But once these banks are gonna start to say we have more liquidity than we can handle, what we do with that, that's when Ethereum starts to send. And before the ETFs, this was even the case, right? Before even the ETFs, Ethereum was still viewed as an institutional coin, and a coin that is driven mainly by institutions, especially today, retail, like me and you now, we don't care about Ethereum that much. We do care more about the fact that it will pump and get our coins pumping. That's what we care about. But the institutions, they do care about Ethereum because pretty much it's the most secure, layer one, largest asset, very liquid and all that. So once the liquidity starts to rally and pump, and that reflects back on the charts here. So I want you to really take a look at what happened in 2019. So the liquidity was just going sideways, nothing happening. Even it was kind of going down, like today, exactly like today. You can see this is down, going down. Nothing is happening, looking bad, and then suddenly starts to rally. This is after the bugs and the lockdowns, and then it usually does take around 10 weeks before we see those astronomical rallies that do cause major alt seasons. And this was the major alt season 2021. So if you were here back in 2020, like at least you seen, or you were just right around October 2020, if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. This was crazy. This was like pumps and pumps and pumps forever. It gets you so excited, it does not stop. Like you start to see and hear everybody talk about crypto, and you do actually see life-changing money happening occur. Now, we did see those things happen this cycle, or at least in March, up until March 2024. If you were here in 2023, up until March of 2024, you did make life-changing money somewhat, right? You did participate in an alt season just because Ethereum was pumping. But if you were not there then, and you just mainly joined around, let's say, end of 2024, you have not seen what a true bull market is. You have not seen that. But basically what happened back in the days here, when Ethereum started to pump, everything started to pump, things started to go crazy, and it was non-stop, not like what we've seen here. So this is what most people now remember. This is the pump that we remember here from, let's say, October 2023 to February, March 2024. This is pretty much, if you look at any chart, this is when everything topped. And we had Pepe did another all-time high, but pretty much most of the altcoins did have that first, or that had the top happen around that March, April period here. That was it. And then that was the rally. People did make life-changing money, especially with the pump fund and all that. We did see some success stories here and there with people changing their lives, and especially crypto really did go mainstream, especially with Solana and all that. A lot of things that you would usually see happen only when Ethereum is pumping only, and we have astronomical pumps everywhere. So that happened mainly because with the hype we've seen recently happened mainly because the obvious Solana meme coins did take over, especially because celebrities and influencers got greedy and started promoting Solana trading and trenching and all that, and especially celebrities, because those are the ones that bring in the retail. So retail came in, found themselves in the trenches, nothing like what they were promised. And to top things off, Trump launched the meme coin. So this was not it, guys. That was not what a bull market is. If that was so far what you've experienced in the space here. Now, a true bull market is actually institutional driven and global liquidity driven. It's something that does not stop. It's something that Jeets and spaghetti hands cannot stop. It just keeps pumping and pouring in money into the system, especially in the altcoin market as well. And because one coin or two coin or a few coins or 10 coins make 100 people rich or 1,000 people rich, those same people go to the next coin and the next coin, and just like it's a snowball effect or like a contagion that happens where everybody starts to get super rich and starts buying more and more, where everybody starts to feel like they are winning and getting richer and richer, and they cannot hold USDT anymore, and what they want to hold now is the next big thing to get rich again or double down their money or double their money. So that's what an Ethereum rally does and an altcoin season does. And when that happens, things start to go parabolic, and that's why it's so big today to look at this, because now here it is, global liquidity is breaking out. Now finally, let's put this down here. The global liquidity is or has broken out, as you can see here. Now exactly like in 2020. This is it. If you missed this breakout on this in this October, July, let's say end of 2020, if you missed this, this is it now, guys. This is it. You see this breakout? Now it happened the same thing here. Broke out, then we saw this thing. So this means we're gonna see an astronomical rally exactly like this one on Ethereum. And in fact, let's take a fractal here. Let's take this fractal. Let's say this fractal here and see what this means. Now, if we take this fractal and extend it, this gives us around a 6,000 or 6K target for Ethereum. Now, if this happens, this means a lot of money is flooding the markets. This is a lot of money coming in, and a lot of liquidity is coming into the space, especially the ETH ecosystem. That's why I'm big on these like Ethereum memes and stuff like that. But not only that, that affects as well coins that are totally unrelated to Ethereum, because when Ethereum is pumping, it creates FOMO at the institutional level. This is institutions FOMOing, right? FOMOing into like whatever is the next ETH. You start to hear things like the next Ethereum, the next this, the next that. Things start to pump and start to rally, and especially because the main thing that's causing all that is the global liquidity, which means just money flowing into the system. Money is trying to go somewhere, it cannot find a place to sit. Usually driven by also lower interest rates, because people cannot hold on money because money is just like dying and not earning any yield, and people just like try to find home for their money. So usually it ends up here. Now, this is the reason why this is a very major start, or the start of a very major bull market. This is gonna be big, guys. This is it. This is it. Look at Ethereum here. This is it, guys. Now we are at the beginning. We're at the beginning. Now I let you imagine when this thing starts to rally and follow this. Now this is it. This is the beginning. This is when we start to see things happen. Now you can see this little pump here. This is like what, like a 12% pump on Ethereum. This is the results. This is the results on a 12%. This is rain, right? It's raining now. The grass is green. So I'll let you imagine what a 120% will do. So a 120% will just be like Ethereum at 3K 500. Just that that would send coins to the moon, literally. But imagine now actually Ethereum going to 6K or even more. Now depending, right? It could go even more. Like I do think it's gonna go crazy because of the ETFs, right? ETFs have been green, have been reds this far. Not much happening. If the same thing happens that we see usually on Bitcoin happens on Ethereum, well, that's a different story. Now, that's from here to now, to the top, that's almost a 300% move. I'll let you imagine what that's gonna equate to on these coins that we know today. That's gonna be the actual rally, the FOMO, the 1000x's and 100x's. And I'm saying 1000x's because they actually happened in the previous bull cycle. That's how big it was. It was pretty big that things started to rally. Now, if this happens, we might not see the trenches and the Solana memeing and all that flourish as much as it did here. So the reason Solana memes, this is when they happened. They actually did not happen in the early stages of 2023 cycle. They did not happen here. They actually happened here. So around mid 2024, this is when actually pump fun happened. Pump fun literally ruined the fun. That's what happened. But when pump fun happened, basically people did not have the FOMO that it's needed. So what people would do generally is like, why would I gamble if I know I can buy a coin, let's say like Breton Each or like Dorky or some other coin that is being here for a while, that's gonna, I know this thing is gonna start to rally. Why wouldn't I do that and instead go and buy some I don't know, 10K market cap or like gamble on Solana? Why would I do that? So it's pretty much, that's what the rationale is when the bull market is here. It's that people stop gambling because they kind of have more confidence in coins pumping instead of trying to just squeeze whatever penny they can get off the pump of the day. People start to hold longer because you know that now your turn is gonna come. Instead of like gambling every day on Solana, you know that you can just now sit on your hands, sit on your backs, and things will start to rally, because that's what happened previously. People, like, you can just like back in the days here, you can pretty much log in onto your exchange, buy any coin, and just wait for it, and things start to come to your pumps happen to you as well. So you can just buy any coin and then it happens. And actually it started back in the days here. It started to happen before pump fund ruined the fund, but I do think this was also due to the global liquidity that was not really there. So we need the actual global liquidity to be there for this to, you see the global liquidity started to go up, but then it retraced back. So it kind of killed the fund plus pump fund, less liquidity in the system, and then people want to gamble, just make whatever they can before the actual bull market. So I don't think we're gonna have that dilution that we've seen previously, mainly because people are gonna have more confidence into their plays, long-term plays, because liquidity is there. Liquidity is gonna flow into these coins and they're gonna pump. So there is no need to be risking and taking so much risk into very high risk pump fund coins. That's the thing here. That's what's gonna start this thing. This is more of like what I'm thinking is gonna happen, more like people looking for long-term or at least mid-term, like at least a bag that they can ride for the cycle instead of like gambling. Because mainly I'm saying this because recently we had, or at least back in 2024, we had a problem with dilution. A lot of coins, people blamed that as being the problem, why we did not have pumps, why we did not have all seasons. But mainly the problem was actually the global liquidity. Like even if we did not have pump fund, probably people will get bored and sell and try to find the next thing, even if there are few. Yes, granted, we're gonna have more pumps, not as big as 2021. So if you live 2021, you know what that means. But if you didn't, so people will regardless get bored. So what we are expecting basic, so things are going to be different now. This is the beginning of it. I let you imagine now here. Let me clean for you this chart and see and imagine what's going to happen when Ethereum is going to start to rally. And this is the major rally. This is the last one. This is when you don't want to mess this up, they say, right? This is it. This is the one in 2021. And I tell you guys, I tell you because I remember the pain here. I remember the pain. I did not play my cards right. I was selling early. I was trying to gamble. I was trying to leverage trade. I was trying to do a lot of things that were unnecessary. If instead I just held my bags and participated in this whole rally up, I would have done much, much better. Regardless, I've done enough, good enough, right? Good enough, because back in the days here, whatever you do, you make money, you click a button, things start to work for you. So that's how easy it gets usually. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video till the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.